Hello, everyone. This is Jo Worthy, inspirational author, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. And I've come in today, being Monday, the 27th of January, with my weekly Astro Moon Intuitive Insights report. But this week, I'm actually going to talk about the year of the rat, the metal rat. So firstly, on Saturday, it was the Chinese New Year. So happy Chinese New Year to all of you. I think it's going to be a very exciting 2020, but I'm actually going to go through each sign, each Chinese sign, and just discuss some of their general characteristics, their personality traits, and a few predictions. And I've also done a download of some themes for 2020, and then I'm going to finish up with some of the moon signs, the energies of the moon this week, and what that means, universally, and to you personally as well. So welcome. If you're joining me live, and if you're not and you're going to listen to the replay, if you want to actually just hashtag replay in the comments. Also make a comment as to what Chinese sign you are as well. But I'm going to go through each individual sign. So starting with the rat, because it is year of the metal rat. With rats, they're very resourceful, and they're very smart. They're quick thinkers, and they generally like to lead a peaceful life, but they like a little bit of luxury as well, the rats. They are very good at manifesting abundance. So I think that's a bit of a theme this year for everybody, but with rats specifically, they're very good at it generally. Of course, they're great at manifesting abundance if they've cleared their money blocks, which I think really is for all of us. I think we've all got the ability to connect to abundance, but we have to clear some of that old conditioning and those money blocks to allow that abundance to come in. But rats are generally very good at that. They like I said, they like that luxury, so they're actually good spenders as well. They really have to be careful, and that luxury, so they have to be careful that they're not overspending on luxurious items that they cannot afford. This year, people need to be overall very practical. It is a number 4 numerological year, so much more practicalities are required this year. And when it comes to abundance, you're going to get a lot more abundance coming in this year, but you really need to be able to save for your future wealth, build on your future wealth as well. And the rats particularly can be overspenders, so they really need to sit back and do a budget and stick to their budget. It's great to be able to go on a luxurious holiday, for instance, but really think about whether it's within your budget. What else? And I'm going to refer to my notes because I did a great big download. I actually did my first virtual circle last Thursday night in my Worthy Goddess Sanctuary, and part of what we did during the evening was we went through all of these different signs as well. Now, what was I going to say? With the rats really need to also work on their communication style, because they really pause before they speak, because sometimes they can come across a little bit rude. So just be mindful of that if you are a rat. Like I said, they love spending, but they can also be hoarders. They can sometimes buy things that unnecessarily that they don't need, because they tend to hoard things. It's a really good time to actually really do some decluttering, particularly if you're a rat, and really think about, do I really need to buy this? Do I really need it? Rats also love food, and but just be really mindful of what is nourishing your body, and don't do anything in sort of anything sort of overly done, anything that needs to what am I trying to say? Don't be excessive with your food or your drink or your alcohol or smoking or anything that, really think about some of the habits that you might need to change this year as well. What is no longer serving you? And am I drinking too much alcohol? Am I smoking too many cigarettes if you are a smoker? And what foods are not really good for me? And you might need to reduce those as well. So just keep everything in moderation, particularly. It's going to be a lucky year for rats financially, like I said, but have that savings plan and do not be frivolous with your increased income. I've said that. Just be practical, don't be wasteful. There can be challenges in your love relationship this year, just with your communication style. So be careful of that and stay grounded and really pause before you actually speak, because it can save a lot of unnecessary conflict if you're doing that. You know, being a metal rat, again, be careful with that stubbornness, because of the metal element, it can be very unyielding and very stubborn, and really sit back and really you know, sometimes agree to disagree with people, and don't dig your heels in too much, and acknowledge other people's perceptions. And if you upset someone, really say those two powerful words, I'm sorry, and just appreciate other people's opinions as well. Okay, so that's the rat. Now I'm going to talk about the ox. If you're an ox, you are dependable and you are strong, but you could also be extremely stubborn as well, and even more so with this metal element. So also be careful, a bit like the rat. Be careful of your stubbornness, and you know, again, agree to disagree at times. Because you can be very stubborn generally, but even more so in the metal of the year of the metal rat. It's more the metal side, it's not the rat side, it's the metal element. Flexibility is the key to your happiness this year. And, you know, like again with the rat, see the other people's point of view as well. You know, do not dig your heels in if it's to your detriment. You need to go back to your peace, because there may be some conflicts this year because you are digging your heels in. And if you're finding you're doing that, really ground yourself as well and go back to your peace, whatever brings you peace. And whether that be nature, whether that be meditating, whether that just be bringing some extra joy into your life, it's really important, Ox, that you bring that extra peace back into your life, so you're not stressing out your nervous systems too much. With the tiger, if you're a tiger, you are powerful, adventurous, and passionate. And, you know, tigers really have the luck on their side this year, and they can be extremely fortunate. However, it's really important that you don't get involved with any risky schemes, or you actually be tricked. There's a bit of trickery that might be around this year. There's always scams around, all those internet scams and people ringing up on, you know, and trying to scam you. But with the tiger, if you're a tiger, you have to be really careful with that this year, and, you know, really use your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, or something seems a bit strange or a bit off, really trust your intuition. You know, really have your wits about you this year. And like I said, trust. And, you know, look, there's going to be lots of opportunities around for you this year, Tiger, and you really need to explore those opportunities and be open to them as well. But do not be fooled. Do not be too gullible. Okay, so Rabbit is refined, reserved, and sensitive. And 2020 is going to be a really big year for transformations for you, and really stepping out into that unknown territory, and, you know, getting out of that comfort zone, because that is going to be the key. When you get out of your comfort zone, that is when you're going to get the gold. Okay, so it really means taking a bit more risks, being a little bit more daring, you know, getting out of your comfort zone, being a little bit more outspoken this year, Rabbit, as well. You know, connect deeply to your courage, and know that you deserve more than what you have experienced in the past. You need to get out there more and take advantage of all that prosperity that's going to be around you this year. But don't stay in your comfort zone, like I said, because you're going to miss out on extra growth and more abundance for you. Work on your sacral chakra this year, and really ground yourself, and really, you know that you're safe and that you're secure to take extra risks, and really embrace all those beautiful changes that are actually going to be really good for you. Just like I said, get out of those comfort zones and feel that fear anyway, regardless. Dragons are wild at heart. They're charismatic and they love luxury. 2020 can be really the year that dragons shine this year. However, again, remain grounded and practical and humble. and don't get too carried away with a lot of success this year and a big increase in income for you, I predict. Dragons have worked really, really hard and been really, really determined. And now is this year in 2020, it's really the time to reap all those rewards and really, really shine and really know that you're deserving of that. Really stay level-headed though. Don't get too carried away. There's some similar themes with the rat and the dragon this year. They love the luxury. There's lots of opportunities around for them, but they need to remain grounded and also be practical and have a savings plan and think about their future and build their future wealth as well. Common theme, for dragons and rats, but also for everybody, I'm feeling. Enjoy life, but also be practical. Some of your dreams are going to be realized this year. So be really, really careful what you wish for. That's really about knowing what you want to bring into your life, what you want to release. And many of your visualizations, like I said, your visualizations, your dreams are going to be realized. So that's very, very, the law of attraction is very, very powerful for you this year, but make sure you utilize it. And it's a great year for being generous to other people and other people less fortunate as well, because your income is going to increase. You're going to, be surrounded by a lot more abundance. So it's a great time to be really generous. And dragons love to be generous. They're charismatic and charming, but they love giving to others. So 2020 is going to be a great year for you to be able to give back and, back to some of the charities that you're passionate about, to some other people in your life that are less fortunate, that you can help them, not just financially, but also with your time and your wisdom as well. Snakes are very complex. And they're presented with many paradoxes and contradictions. They're very generous, but they're also cunning. They're cautious, but they're sly. Snakes are also very sensuous. They love touch. They actually crave touch, and they need a lot of touch, and they're very, very sensuous, like I said. There's a very, very big emphasis on relationships for snakes this year. And I mean relationships in all forms. Your love relationship, your work relationship, your friendships as well. And I'm predicting there's going to be some big lessons around your relationships this year. And you're going to really work out who to have into your inner sanctuary and who not to, who you can trust and who cannot trust, and only bring those people into your inner sanctuary that you really, really love and trust. And I think you're going to sort of have your, those rose tinted glasses are going to come off a bit more in 2020. There was a big theme around this last year in 2019 with the masks being revealed, even more so in 2020 for everybody. But I'm feeling the snakes are going to have even some bigger lessons with their friendships and their relationships this year. So, and really know and understand and trust that the right people are going to stay in your life. And just, send the others, people that are not been serving you, send them off with some love, and know that, like I said, the right people are going to stay. The horse is freedom orientated and independent, and there'll be many, many opportunities for success as well for the horse, but they also have to remain grounded. Common theme here: remaining grounded and not too flighty. And not too eager as well. Be patient, because remember that things happen in divine timing. The horses can be a little impatient. I'm going to talk about the monkey, because they also can be impatient as well. But with the horses, they're highly intelligent, and they'll make some great new contacts in 2020, I'm feeling. And they'll really, really start to own their wisdom in their intellect, because they've sometimes, they've questioned that in the past, and it's time to stop questioning that and really own that intelligence and that wisdom that you actually have. You're freedom seekers, being a horse. And in 2020, you're going to get a bit more itchy feet and a bit more restlessness. So I do predict that there's going to be some more adventure and some more trips in 2020. And I hope that if you're a horse, that you are planning your next holiday. The goat, or sometimes known as the sheep. Gentle, passive, and very family orientated the goats are. They have a very calm nature, and they'll sort of be able to breeze through 2020. Goats love, they love peace and they love stability as well. However, keep an eye out for more opportunities this year, and really there's a bit of it, like I said, there's common themes with some of these different animals, but really, really get out of your comfort zone. Don't stay too much in what you know. It's time to sort of venture out a little bit more, be like a little bit more adventurous as well. But like a whole new world is going to open up to you this year, which is very exciting. But you can't keep doing the same things and expect a different result. You really do need to also connect with your courage, I'm feeling. Feel the fear and do it scared is one of your mantras this year. So that's for the goat. The monkey is fun and outgoing and quite cheeky. I actually love their sense of humor. But the monkey will need to be more organized in 2020, and they will need to deeply connect to their patience. Patience is a virtue this year, monkey. You're going to need focus. Focus is also required to reach to higher levels of success and stay on your path. That's where the focus is going to come into play, because you are going to achieve so much more when you focus. Goddess Diana is perfect energy for you this year to connect to. I know last year in 2019, I used Goddess Diana throughout the whole year to finish my book. Fantastic energy for focus and determination, which I feel that you're going to be really, really successful this year, but you do need to focus and you do need to prioritize what is important, because this monkey energy, very creative energy, but it's like your mind is off in all these different directions and you want to do all these different projects. Really focus on what is your priority projects and focus on those so you can achieve so much more. Okay. Don't be scattered. Prioritize, focus, and you're going to achieve so much more this year. I see that you're going to really rise above a lot of things, and it's time to really expand. It's the last few years you've been keeping yourself a little bit too safe and a little bit too in your comfort zones as well. Another theme of getting out of your comfort zone, but focus and determination and patience for you, monkey. But keep that sense of humor as well, because you can really lighten up that energy, particularly around people that are really serious all the time. It's a beautiful, monkeys are a beautiful energy. So I love that part of the monkey, that monkey spirit. The rooster. The rooster has a similar energy to dragon, in that they love being in the limelight. They love that luxury as well. But they are more grounded. The rooster energy is more grounded than the dragon. But you have this, as a rooster, you have this really deep desire to be really, really recognized this year. You've been getting a little bit frustrated because you haven't felt like you've had that recognition that you really, really, your heart and soul is craving for this recognition. But you know what? You are going to get more of it this year, and it's really time to step up into that spotlight and strut your stuff. But if you're getting really frustrated with not being celebrated or not being recognized, guess what? You need to celebrate you, and you need to recognize your own achievements. I mean, when you do that, you change the energy. So more people are going to recognize you. More people are going to celebrate you, but it has to start with you first. Okay. Don't be too self-centered, remain grounded and level-headed. It's time for you to really be you and true to you, and be you in all your glory, and don't make yourself smaller to fit in with other people's energy. Okay. Do not dim your light. This is particularly for the rooster. I mean, I think that's for everybody as well. There's too many women that have been dimming their lights for too long because they feel that they're not going to be as popular, they're not going to be as well liked. Well, the right people are going to stay, and it's really time. 2020 is a big year for really stepping up. I said that in 2019, but 2020, oh my goodness, step up into that spotlight and strut yourself, no matter what sign you are. But rooster particularly so, they really, really crave it. Okay, the dog. The dog is honest, gregarious, and loyal. And I want you to really emphasize those to get the most success in 2020. I want you to highlight all these positive traits of being honest and being your gregarious self and being really loyal. Loyal to you, but loyal to your people that loyalty is a big theme, but loyal to yourself, but loyal to your loved ones as well. Keep an eye on your values, know your values and your principles, and don't change these to fit in with other people. Now, women have a tendency to be people pleasers, but if you're born in the year of the dog, you're even more a people pleaser. So it's really, really time to recognize that it's been holding you back. And like I said, similar theme, the right people are going to stay in your life, but you really need to be comfortable more with you and do more work on loving you. Because you can't be liked by everyone, and you don't want to be liked by everybody. The right people will stay in your life. Big, 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 big theme. It's certainly been a big theme in my life, but I think it's a universal theme in 2020. It's going to be really emphasized. But with the dogs, be careful that you don't come across fake, because you want to be liked. You have this real desire to be liked, and sometimes you're blending in with other people just to be liked, that it comes across fake. Really trust who you are and just stand in your beautiful glory as well, and be authentic to you. And it's also time for the dog to be really honest about what you really feel. Dig a little bit deeper with those layers underneath, dog, this year, because there's things that you haven't really dealt with. There's some really extra healing that needs to happen. And to be able to do that, you need to be conscious, not unconscious, because there's been a little bit of numbing out and, wanting to be this happy, vibrant, positive person. And that's all well and good, but it's like you've had this mask and you've been masking this pain. And I want you to think about some ways where you can do some deeper healing and even journaling how you're really feeling. And I always believe, and I say this in my book, that whatever can be revealed can be healed. And I really think that's a big theme for the dog this year. The pig is intelligent, kind, and honest. And I want you to also highlight all these traits of being, really own your intelligence as well. And your beautiful kindness and your beautiful honesty, they're beautiful, beautiful traits to have. Last year, it was the year of the pig. And when it's sometimes your year, you can have a few more lessons that are thrown your way. And the universe is doing this to help you learn these lessons and step up so you can become a better version. So you learned a lot of lessons last year. And I want to congratulate you for that, because you really, really stepped up. You learned a lot of valuable lessons and you're wiser this year. And the universe is like, it's going to reward you, because you have stepped up and you've learnt your lesson. So it's going to be a much easier year for you this year. So you're probably breathing a sigh of relief. It's like, thank goodness for 2020, because 2019 was, a little tough at times and challenging, but you've become a better version of you. So congratulations to you. Listen to your inner wisdom, trust. What else have I said? You are now much wiser and you can move forward with more gusto and a clearer plan for 2020. I like that word, gusto. And it's like you've got all this extra wisdom, and you know what's going to, think about, and I'm going to talk about this in the summary as well. Think about what served you last year and what didn't, what you need to release, because really utilize those lessons that you learned so you can have a much, 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 much more abundant and fantastic 2020. So I've basically gone through all the 12 signs. I'm just going to do a little bit of a summary and a little bit of download of some of these insights, intuitive insights that I have. 2020 is going to be a year that is so much more abundant for you, but work on your money blocks, please, so you can connect more to your abundance, because there is infinite abundance for everybody, but you need to be able to connect to it, and you need to believe that you are worthy of it as well. And that goes back to some of, really assessing where some of your blocks may be, and some of that negative conditioning that you've brought through from your childhood, even like, money doesn't grow on trees, money doesn't bring you happiness. I mean, money is just one part of the abundance, but I'm talking about the money, your money blocks here. So, if you've got some of that negative conditioning that you need to clear, work on that as well. And you're going to find that things are going to just flow more when you know that you're deserving of more abundance as well. Take the necessary steps that you need. and witness some of these incredible manifestations. But you need to really do not keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. I've mentioned that a few times throughout this video because it's a big theme in 2020, okay? Really a big year for manifesting, but feel it, see it, believe it, action, and manifest it, because know that you deserve it as well. Some suggested questions that I would, some questions that I'd suggest, I should say, is, what are you going to change this year? What do you need to change? What new habit are you going to change this year as well? And what's going to bring you extra joy? And what is going to increase your well-being? So have a think about some of those things. Take charge of your life and be totally accountable for your own life. Stop that blame game. It's not your family's fault. It's not your children's fault. It's not your ex-husband's or your husband's or your ex-partner's fault about your life and where it is. It is you to take responsibility for everything that has happened and to be accountable. And when you do that, that's when miracles occur as well. What do you need to release? What didn't really work for you last year? And what do you need to release to make more room for a more peaceful and joyful life in 2020? Okay, some themes in 2020. Keep rising above your challenges. Do not ignore them. Become conscious, and so you can rise above them. You can rise above a lot of adversity this year. Shining brighter than you have ever done before. Building your wealth for future security, being practical, grounding yourself, connecting more deeply to your intuition and trusting your intuition, being totally accountable, like I said, for your own life, and making the necessary changes to increase your peace and your joy and to become that better version of you. Expanding your business. This is a big theme this year, and being really clear on your big vision. You're going to be rewarded for your hard work and your dedication. So that's some really good news. Reducing your tendency to be a people pleaser, particularly if you're a year as a dog, but that applies for everybody. Understanding deeply, this sort of blends in with what I just said. Understanding deeply that not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Just release them with love. The right people will stay. Really, really work on, creating your own tribe and people that value you and people that you trust and people that love and support you. But not everyone's going to do that, and that's okay. And that can be really, really hard if you're a sensitive person and you're an empath, like a lot of people in this group. But, feel it and feel that little bit of pain in your heart, and then release it. And then, keep on your path regardless of who supports you and doesn't support you. Because like I said, the right people always will. Releasing those fears that are preventing you from being the best version of you. Bringing in more of that love energy, because the reverse of fear is love. So feel it, feel the fear, release it, and then bring in more of that love energy. Every time you feel that fear, release it. You can visualize releasing it and then breathing in more of that love energy. Okay, what did I say? Oh yeah, my life is amazing, and what did I say? Oh, my life is amazing, and gratitude feels, this does not make sense. I wrote this and I'm reading it going, that doesn't make sense. My life is amazing and gratitude fills my heart and my soul. I think that's what I was trying to say there. That's a really, really good little mantra or affirmation for you this year. My life is amazing and gratitude I feel great. Oh my goodness. And don't you just love life when you sort of lose your train of thought or you read something that doesn't make sense? My life is amazing and gratitude fills my heart and my soul. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness. Breathe, Joe. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up in a moment with, and I'm just going to do a quick summary of the moon signs, because I'm not in great detail this week because I've spent a lot of time on the Chinese signs for this week because it was the Chinese New Year. But currently we have the moon in Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Neptune and it's a water sign. So some themes around Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday when the moon is in Pisces is it's a sort of like a dreamy sort of energy. It's very feminine energy. It's funny because I put a rose on. It's that side. I put a rose on today. So it's very feminine energy. It's very, very intuitive. I always say that Pisces, if you're a Pisces or you've got that connecting to that Pisces energy, it's like very highly, highly intuitive. So I want you to trust your intuition the next 3 days. And maybe if you get any of those intuitive downloads, write them down and really trust those. Trust that guidance, your own inner wisdom. It's also sensitive, a sensitive energy. So, be really extra gentle on yourself the next 3 days. And if you feel like you want to cry, cry, because it's quite an emotional sign, Pisces. It's actually one of the most emotional and one of the most sensitive signs. So that's a bit of the moon in Pisces for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the moon moves into Aries. And my goodness, that's a different energy. Aries is fire. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the warrior energy. It's that goddess warrior energy that you can connect to. It's action focused. It's active. You're going to find that you just want to get things done. It's great for leadership. It's great for ticking things off your list. It's also great for moving your body. Okay, that fire energy, it's like you got to move, go for that power walk, or, do your weights, or do some power yoga, or like I've been doing gentle sun salutations in the morning and my gentle stretching. Maybe on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I can sort of mix it up with some more sort of dancing or some more movement in my body, but I suggest that you do that as well. And movement is such a great way of releasing a lot of that stress and anxiety as well. So I do suggest you do some movement every day, but on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, sort of ramp it up a bit, put the music up, loud, play your favorite tunes and dance it out, dance all that stress out. On Sunday and Monday, the moon moves into Taurus, but I'm going to talk about that next Monday when I come in for my live. I just want to wish you an amazing week. I want to wish you an amazing 2020. It's a fabulous year for connecting to more abundance, but it's also a very, very practical year. So keep grounding yourself. Think about your future plans. Really expand your vision and your business, and really, really step up and just be you and love you more every day. Much love and many blessings. And I will talk to you soon. See you. Bye-bye.